Every year, storms and wind knock over a number of large trees in our area. With that in mind, what happens when that tree falls over and damages your property? Or damages your neighbor's property? Or what if your neighbor's tree falls over and damages your property? There's lots of considerations to take into account, and answering those questions is an important part of this discussion. We have customers call in all the time for when a tree falls over on their property or surrounding property. Naturally, it's the case because it's hard to decipher who's responsible for the damages. Generally speaking, the best rule of thumb to refer to when a windstorm or other weather-related activity knocks over a tree and causes damages, remember the phrase, your property, your policy. That means that if a tree falls over on your neighbor's property and it lands on your home, your property policy is responsible for recovering those damages. Now, vice versa, the same applies to your neighbor. If your tree falls over and hits their house, their home policy will generally have to respond to the damages that are caused. Now, that's the case for an act of nature, but in instances where maybe a tree is rotted or diseased and let's say it's your neighbor's tree and perhaps you've brought it to their attention or they've been aware of it, then there is a more gray attribution of responsibility in those instances, because that sort of negligence in the event of the tree falling over and causing damage when it has been dead or diseased for a period of time results in perhaps that person's property policy who is affected by the fell tree responding and paying for it. But if there is a case for negligence, your carrier or whoever is affected by the damages, whoever's carrier responds to those damages, may go after the other property owner who had the tree there and neglected to remove it because of the irresponsible nature of not having the tree removed, even though it was rotted. But back to the more common occurrences like storms that cause lots of these trees to fall over. We also get questions about other structures on your property, like detached garages, sheds, fences, things like that. Are those covered in the event of a tree falling over? And generally speaking, again, yes, they are. However, it's usually for a percentage amount of your overall dwelling coverage, which is your coverage type A. Whatever you have for your dwelling, let's say you have a home whose replacement cost value is $300,000. Generally, the coverage for other structures is 10% of that. So you have about, on a $300,000 home, replacement cost coverage, you have $30,000 in coverage for other structures on your property. And in cases for, let's say you have a car parked on your property and a tree falls over and hits your car, your homeowner's property policy will not respond to that. It will actually be the comprehensive portion of your auto insurance that responds to damage from falling objects like trees. And the removal and cleanup for these felled trees on your property is only going to be covered by insurance if that tree is blocking some sort of route to your front door or perhaps your driveway, something essential for access to the home. Otherwise, if the tree is in your backyard or somewhere, let's say more benign, then you would have to pay out of pocket for something like that. Your insurance wouldn't automatically cover you. There are other considerations when trees fall over naturally and property damage occurs. So if this happens, never hesitate to reach out to your agent. We're definitely always happy to advise and instruct on the order of events that will take place after a tree has fallen on our customer's property. If you'd like to hear more about this, or this is something that has happened to you in the past and you'd like to have advice on it going forward, feel free to reach out to us here at Joy Insurance. Our phone number is 845-342-4888. My name's Liam. You can reach me at liam@joyinsurance.com. Thank you.